Hi, everybody, and welcome back to 2 out of 5 of the top 5 of the year. Hopefully, with some inspiring stories of our little adventures that will inspire you guys in your adventures for the coming year and reflecting on your own year. Find your own top 5. And so we left off at the little hilltop wedding, the symbol of the flowers and the hill, and preparing for our original ceremony in what was March, a little later in the spring, in Mexico, in San Miguel de Allende. So as we were putting the final touches on the house, we were painting the rest of the front and the roof and just getting the little finishing touches before the realtor was going to list it. We decided to try and have a baby, and we were moving forward with the steps required to do that, and it was somewhat symbolic looking back. You know, we were taking a house that had some repairs to be done in hopes to create something new for the future, and so we had to prepare to repair one of Alicia's fallopian tubes. She had them disconnected. I don't know if some of you've had ligations, but we had to do a ligation reversal or in vitro. And of course, for those of you, my dear friends, who are going through in vitro, you know how incredibly expensive it is, so we were hoping to do it as naturally as possible. So we looked into that. We found a great surgeon in Los Angeles, and they were booked. They were totally booked through months and months and months. And we were like, oh man, we kind of want to do this like as soon as possible, you know, like let's get the ball rolling, start pumping those kids out. And Alicia is amazing. You know, we have 3 from her already, and you know, she's very bold and brave and wonderful for wanting to even move forward with something of this intention. So she's amazing, as you know, who know her. And so we just kind of kept pestering this surgeon, and we're just like, hey, as soon as you got an opening, let us know. And so they're like, all right. One day they had this opening in February, which was earlier this year, and you know, originally they told us maybe like August or something. And so they're like, the only thing is that you need to pay in cash up front, and no financing is available after the surgery is completed. So we had to get everything to them like in a week if we wanted to have the surgery done at the earliest possible time in February. And so it ended up being $6,500 cash. And so I was like, all right, what can I do, you know, pulling that kind of money out of something. And at the time, I was dabbling in stocks, and I had some good buddies of mine who were much more savvy and interested in that give me some advice. And I had some stocks that were in some companies that were doing well, and then the other half was not doing well. And so I'm like, well, I kind of want to just get out of that game because I'm not going to maintain it, and I'd rather invest in a potential child if I had to choose at the moment. And I looked at my portfolio, and keeping in mind that I needed $6,500 to pay for this procedure, guess how much the portfolio was worth at the time of deciding to withdraw? $6,501. It was like a sign saying, go for it, man. And so I pulled it right then, sent it to the surgeon, and said, let's go for it. And so Alicia went through, and we went in that morning of the procedure, and we were just like, off we go. You know, here's to repairing and building a bridge to the future, essentially. And they were able to repair one fallopian tube, and the doctor said that he had to kind of do a best as he could job with it, but nothing was guaranteed, and it's possible it would have scarred over. And so we were a little distressed at the potential that we may not have been successful with it, but we had to be patient. And so we carried on, and we went through with preparing the house, and you know, Alicia just doing the minor things with the surgery, and you know, trying as hard as she could not to bend and push and lift and all the things that she wanted to do. But I was glad to be there. And as well, in that year, as we were preparing after the surgery, in the midst of repairing the house, it was the Durango, the Songwriters Expo. I was able to go and share yet again another batch of legacy songs from the special group we've developed called our Legacy Group, and that's currently through the VA. But at the time, we were introducing new members one by one and growing that and having the repairs that were done spiritually and emotionally through the members that we're writing the songs for, and just having them share their stories. They're able to share that with new members that kept coming into the group, and allowing essentially those scars to lend to compassion. And so I was able to share more of that story at the Songwriters Expo that I'd been dutifully attending for the past several years, I think almost 5 to 7 years or something like that. And I was able to talk to the songwriters directly and to kind of welcome them into helping people heal through music and opening myself to allowing anybody who needs help to come to me with any questions. And the head of the event said, "It's about time you did a formal seminar on this, so let's get you on the books for later this year." And I was so excited because, to share the process and the stories of how the Legacy songs came to be was something that I'd been wanting to do for quite some time, and to have a real-life seminar on the books at the next expo was something I was really excited about. So then, the following month, preparing for the wedding, our own design, and so essentially it was with all the poetry that we've collected through the year. And in the next video, I'm excited to tell you more about all that, and hopefully, it can inspire you to take elements of your own story and creating your own symbols for your own ceremonies and your own little rituals of life. And so I guess the takeaway from today is patience through the repair, and having faith that if you do your best, and if you look at what you have and your resources and the tools that you have and the ability that you have to fix what needs to be mended for the sake of growth and moving forward, the right timing will come. But you may not know it, and as we left off in the story, we did not know anything that was coming, and so, of course. And so, looking forward to sharing more in the next video, 3 out of 5. Thank you, guys.